Elegance. That's what it looks like. I was back home a couple weeks ago. Saw an old guy I hadn't seen in a long time since I was a little kid. He saw me, he said, "Boy, I ain't seen you since you was knee-high to a grasshopper." And I was like, "Yeah, it has been a long time." Then I thanked him for killing all the giant grasshoppers. They had knees, y'all. And we used them to measure height with. It was a dark time in our history. Now we're back to being good old-fashioned Americans. We measure things in football fields. The America I want to live in. I don't know, there's a lot of talk about the marriage debate going on right now. It's, however you feel about it, I think there's a poor strategy being pursued because people who want to stop gay people from getting married, they want to defend traditional marriage, and so they want to make marriage between a man and a woman. But that actually doesn't stop gay people from getting married. It just makes gay people have to be married to people they don't want to be married to. And if you ask me, there's nothing more traditional about traditional marriage than being married to somebody you don't want to be married to. Get it straight, guys. You know, people say, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, somebody say, shake it more than twice, you're just playing with it. You ever heard somebody say that before? I think if that were true, they wouldn't have taken my baby away. I'm just kidding, they didn't. Still got it. Doing well, doing well. I want us to stop trying to colonize space. I know you guys are all into that, but no, can we just stop trying to colonize space? And Mars, what the hell's up with that? Like, what is it in the human spirit that looks at a dead planet and goes, we can make that worse? I think we could. Guys, first, if no other reason to stop colonizing space, finish what you started. We're so close to ruining Earth. We are so close to ruining Earth. Finish it before we move on, y'all. Finish it. There's a plan now to colonize Mars. I don't know if you've seen this. We've been shooting stuff up to Mars since the 1970s. At this point, Mars is like a Radio Shack in the 1980s. Bunch of old, faulty equipment. Now we've got a plan. In 5 years, they're going to send up robots to build a base. 5 years after that, they're going to send people one way to go live in that base. There's a basic problem to this, which is, has anybody ever known of robots who had a base and gave it up? Robots with the base, y'all. People are like, don't worry about it. They don't have any weapons. They don't need weapons. All they need is the key. When you get there, you try to get in, they lock it. You die, they build a master race of robots, and then Earth becomes theirs 20 years after that. People are like, well, the robots aren't bad. Okay, guys, I grew up in the 1980s. I've seen movies from that era. I know what happens when lightning strikes robots. They don't get better. One time, Johnny Five. But you want to roll those dice? You really want to roll those dice? I don't. Also, I don't try to be too political up here, but I really want to talk about something. About a week ago in Missouri, a 73-year-old white police officer shot a guy point blank on a standard stop. And the guy, he claims that he meant to grab his taser, but actually grabbed his pistol and loaded several rounds into the guy. And it irritates me because I wonder, like, when we as a country are going to finally stop giving old people new technology. That guy was 73. He had a gun his whole life. He was fine. You gave him an electronic device and he was fucked. Has anyone here ever tried to explain over the phone how to use Skype to anyone over 60? Have you? If you haven't, here's some advice. Ask yourself this: do I live within 400 miles of the person on the phone? If so, just fucking drive there. Just do it. I'm not blaming old people. I'm just simply saying, guys, it's your fault. It's like trying to explain a baboon how to emergency land a plane. It's going to end the same no matter what. But in the end, you're both just going to be more stressed out. And it's your fault because you think that because the baboon can reach the buttons, he should reach the buttons. Baboons. Y'all, we have a rule in my house. We have the in-laws come. They're all older. We watch TV through Hulu and Netflix on the Xbox. But me and my wife made a deal. We're not going to tell them that we can do that. We just tell them we have regular TV, and that's too much for them because it's a different remote control than the one they have at home. We straight up have a TV for the remote control. It is a volume and channel button and a power button. That's it. And they will look at me. My dad was like, now what does this part of the button with the plus on it do? I was like, I don't know, push it. Maybe it makes the TV bigger. What do you think it does? Give it a shot. You got a 1 in 5 chance of getting the right thing you want. Narrow it down. We messed up the other day. We messed up because when my wife's mom came out of the bedroom, her mother-in-law came out and she saw us watching a movie late. And she saw that we had the Xbox. And we had to explain it to her. And we took like 3 hours explaining to her how to use it. She said she had it. We went out to dinner for like a couple hours. We were gone for 3 hours. We came back. My mother-in-law, I'm not kidding you, was watching Leprechaun in the Hood for the 3rd consecutive time. That's not even on Netflix. You want to know why she was watching it? Because that's what happens when you mash all the buttons over and over again. The Xbox gets pissed and it punishes you. And she was scared, y'all. Not because of the movie, but because she didn't know how to cut it off. Terrible thing. I want to end by saying this. I know I said some stuff earlier. A lot of people are like, well, maybe that police officer was racist. And I think that's a ridiculous maybe. He was a 73-year-old white police officer in Oklahoma. He was definitely racist, y'all. You don't go to Oklahoma because you like diversity. It's the furthest from any border you can get. I've been sorry, y'all. Have a good night.